Alright, so what is this deck about? This deck is, of course, yet one Reclaimer brew. I feel like at this point it is fair to say that this is an Elvish Reclaimer appreciation stream. This card has kind of inspired so many brews from me at this point that I'm losing count. But yeah, so what I have is a Reclaimer deck based, of course, around the Flagstones interaction. And we are doubling up a little bit by using Cleansing Wildfire. Wildfire, of course, this is a card that has started. It has started seeing a lot of play in the sideboard of some decks. And then there is Aspiring Spike, who's of course a mad a mad scientist, and he's been working on a Cleansing Wildfire Jeskai control deck. Using this very interaction as well. So we're kind of doubling down here. We have both Reclaimer and Cleansing Wildfire going on. So Flagstones is going to be really, really important, I guess, for us. I was even going to the point where I was considering having access to some Cascading Cataracts. So we have even more of reliability while using Cleansing Wildfire. And we just always make sure that we're going to get a basic, and we're also going to get to draw a card. So this is my very first draft. I'm not gonna go with the Cataracts for now. I guess Cataracts or Darksteel Citadel, like whatever you want, like some kind of indestructible land, so that we can get value from this. But we're gonna start easy. This is my very first rough draft. So it is a little bit halfway between the Green-White Reclaimer Titan decks. I do want to have access to a couple of Primeval Titans in the deck, more as a top-end kind of thing. So in the same way that I'm using it in the Titan Vials, in my Titan Vial lists. So definitely a Dryad deck, and I want to... yesterday we played against a Dryad deck, actually, that had the problem that I have with decks that play Dryad and don't play like an Armor Skull or Summoner's Pact or whatever, which is we were paired against like some sort of control deck with Uros, and basically my opponent played a Dryad, I answered the Dryad, my opponent never found another Dryad, we win the game easily. The thing about Amulet and like Titan Vial, etc., is that we have so much redundancy, like we have so many ways of getting Dryad, that even if you kill the first Dryad, we're going to find the second one. We're probably even going to find the third one. So that is kind of the issue that I have with those kind of decks that just like play Valakuts, but not enough mountains in order to trigger, but they also don't have redundancy in their ways to fight Dryad. So if I am playing a Dryad in any of my decks, I'm definitely interested in having access to some form of redundancy, okay? Some other extra ways that I can manage to get to get Dryad into my hand. And that's where Armor Skull comes in. This is the aspect of the deck that is similar to Titan Vial or the Green-White Titan decks. We are, of course, going to... we have a cost here. Like, we're playing cards like Wrenn and Six, Grazer, Wildfire. There's a cost for running those cards, and that is the fact that, you know, something needs to give, and we have to get these cards from somewhere. In this case, what I chose to do is I chose to go for cutting some calls for Primeval Titans to make room for these cards. We could cut something else. I'm going with 2 trackers, for example, in this list. It's possible that I should be playing no trackers at all. I should be maximizing on Primeval Titans. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out in this very first run. But the idea is going to be, again, based on Reclaimer, Flagstones, Cleansing Wildfire, Wrenn and Six, which is like great if we find it on turn 2, and if we don't play on turn 2, it's kind of whatever. Like if we play Wrenn on turn 5, it's probably gonna be good anyway. The idea is that we want to just like get value, like getting value from recurring our lands and hitting a lot of land drops and stuff. So the rest of the mana base is just very similar to what I've been playing in Titan Vial. So we have the Bog, the Blast Zone, Ghost Squatter, Fountain, but I am of course trying to make room for more fetch lands because it's important to make sure that we can get value from Wrenn. with the extra fetch lands, and then we want to make sure that we have enough planes, right? Because you want to make sure that we have so many ways of using the Flagstones ability, so I want to have enough planes to make sure that at least in the early game I am always getting value from these Flagstones. So we have access to 6 planes in this list. I kind of would like to have access to a seventh form of planes, but I just couldn't really find a room for it. Because I feel like just having access to the card that I was considering cutting for another one of these would be the Stomping Ground, but I don't know. It feels rough. Another option would be to move one of these lands to the sideboard, but I just feel like the big impact, like the reason why this card is so impactful is because we can tutor for them in game ones. So by playing these cards in the sideboard and not in the in-game in the main deck, we're definitely losing a little bit of percentage points there. So that is something, definitely something that I'm considering when building this deck. Then we have a couple of one-offs. Knight of Autumn and Skyclave Apparition. This card, I've been talking about it all day since yesterday. Like it's been overperforming so much. Like this card has been doing so much of what I wanted to do that I basically, if I'm playing a white deck, I'm probably going to be playing some number of apparitions in the main deck and then maybe even some more in the sideboard. But yeah, so like some removal, of course, this answers a bunch of relevant cards like Ensnare Bridge, Karn the Great Creator, etc, etc, etc. This card has been very, very good. And the other silver bullet that I'm choosing to go with is Knight of Autumn. It's kind of like a double-sided, and I think that the effect is diverse enough that it warrants the main deck inclusion, particularly because we're very likely to really struggle against Blood Moon. So having access to a second answer to Blood Moon that is a little bit easier to cast. It's a little bit. It's just exciting enough for me to want to play the copy of the Knight of Autumn in the main deck. When we go to the sideboard, this is kind of based off of one of the green-white Titan lists that I've been trying out. So we have a second copy of Apparitions, some generous gifts. This card has proven to be very, very relevant, particularly in matchups like Tron, Killing Ashiok, all sorts of stuff like that. Generous gift has been working out really well for me. Eidolon of Rhetoric and Archon of Emeria. These have proven to be pretty good against the Belcher decks. They have also been pretty solid against some forms of control decks. And of course, all the other combo decks like Storm and whatnot, where Eidolon is going to shine a little bit brighter than Archon of Emeria. Though the Archon has been actually quite interesting in terms of making sure that our opponents Mystic Sanctuaries enter always the battlefield tapped. So that has been a very cool interaction that I hadn't really thought about before when I actually started testing the card. So that has been a very interesting one. Then we have Mind Sensor for like all the Titan decks and stuff. Always a solid role player. The Path to Exiles that I'm missing in the main deck are here. Celestial Purge as well. All of this is kind of like my Prowess / Death Shadow. Excuse me, my Prowess / the anti-Death Shadow package. This card's really overperformed there. There we go. Sweet. Mana Traders right on time. Wait, what? I'm missing some cards. I'll figure out later. I think this should be enough to fire up this league. What was I saying? Yeah, so the anti-shadow cards are going to be pretty important there. Then we have Scavenging Ooze for, like, of course, all of the Dredges of the World against Urodex as well. Gaia's Blessing, obviously, against the Mild Menace that is kind of taking over Magic Online currently. Finally, Collector Oof, mostly here because of the popularity of the Belcher decks. Collector Oof has actually proven to be pretty solid. And then it has some random uses, like against Walking Ballistas from the Helio deck, and then just like nonsense like that. And finally, Gaddock Teague, solid against Storm, solid against combo, etc. Teague is just okay. Like it's kind of medium. Like sometimes it can be pretty underwhelming. So definitely Teague is there because of the power of getting it with Illidan's Skull, but it is definitely on the chopping block. All right, so let me get like the cleansing wildfires that I'm missing really quick so we can get this league started. You think that we should be on some numbers of Favor the Gods since there is a big uptick in humans? Probably not. Anger is probably going to be very hard to cast, so I'm not particularly excited about playing that really. All right, sweet. So I'd rather just have access to more Path to Exiles and stuff. Are you having issues with Stream Deck or 2? I'm not able to upload the list I'm about to stream. No. Maybe? Let me see. No, I just uploaded my list and it's fine. Let me make sure that I can put this. Moto is kind of acting out today. I don't know what's going on. Whoops. And boom. Okay, let's do it. Fire Spout. Again, I don't think that. Like, I don't think like we're playing the Wrenn and Six deck. Like, how bad can our humans matchup be? I guess we might be able to find out. But we're playing Wrens, we're playing Apparition, we're playing Path to Exile. Like, that seems fine. Like, we have a lot of answers to pesky humans. I don't know why you want a sweeper. Sure. This is quite a late stream. Yeah. Well, what is this? Oh, this is like the rest of the cards that I needed. Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna take them all. We'll figure this out later. All right. Definitely turn 1 Reclaimer here. God damn it. Moto, come on. There we go. Turn 1 basic island. So this could be mill, and they're holding on to their crab to play it on turn 2. That would be rather bad for us. Okay, opt, so it's not mill. Just press Control A to get all the cards. Yeah, I know about that, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of annoying. Well, I'm gonna be activating Reclaimer this turn, so I'm gonna sacrifice this one, I guess. Next turn we can Wrenn. We can Gracer plus Wrenn. In before Shadowed Out. Well, this turn can go very many different ways. We can Wrenn, but then we don't get to activate Reclaimer. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn and see what my opponent does. Because I kind of don't want my opponent to have the option, basically, of answering, like using their mana to answer my Wrenn this turn. If they're cycling a Shark Typhoon here, this is probably not bad for me. Okay, they seem to just be on like blue-white control nonsense. Let's get Scattered Groves. I actually should have gotten Sacred Foundry there, I think. Yeah, I should have gotten Sacred Foundry there. Now I can't play Wrenn this turn. I actively want my opponent to counter this. Remand. Sure. That's fine. Alright, we'll just pass the turn. Pretty... Yeah, kind of like a pretty bad mistake there. We're gonna get to double spell this turn. And we are under no pressure. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm probably gonna go with another Flagstones here, actually. So Sacred Foundry here. Make sure we get another red source so we can double spell. And just get another Flagstones because it's a little bit of get a forest. That's bad. So play Wrenn. See what my opponent does. Force of Negation, Hardcast. Sure. I think I'm gonna attack here. So I can call. I'm gonna call for another Dryad. My opponent doesn't know that I have a Dryad in hand already, so... Maybe they use another Force here. That would be great, because it gets them a blue card, and we get a nice little 2-for-1. Ooh, Tracker's sexy. Let's do Tracker. So we have 7 mana here. Jace the Mild Sculptor. Getting Force of Negation, okay. Love how that Force of Negation says little no targets in my hand. So they have Remand. They didn't have Mana Leak last turn, so unless they top deck the Mana Leak this turn, we should be good here. Remand. Okay. I can't want to... Nah, we don't want to Ghost Quarter here. Just want to untap. Why play Wildfire? Because it combos with Flagstones. We can also blow up my opponent's stuff if we want to. What do we got? Fairy, probably? Stoneforge. Remand in a Stoneforge deck is kind of weird. Just gonna pitch the Gracer. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we can Tracker. Can also just attack. I was gonna say I can attack the Jace, but because my opponent doesn't want me to attack the Jace, they'd rather give me mana instead. Sweet. So 1, 2, 3. Start here. One, 2, 3. Let's play it right. Aha! Here we go. Counter, draw a card, and now we play the real price. Andrea, win or riot, says. All right, I'll win or riot then. Thank you for the tier 1 sub for the 15 months now. That's a lot of months, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Boom. Get the nonsense out of here. Sweet. So old. Yeah, man. You're old. Everybody, so old. Everybody's so old. Okay. I mean, my opponent has this Jace going on, so it's not like they have nothing. It's not like they got nothing, right? Stoneforge. GQ or land, get a plane, path the shark, they don't get the sword trigger, and you get them Titan. Yeah, that would have been one option. I just think that we're kind of in okay shape here. I'll take one. Wildfire. I just want to tap them out. This kind of does that. They let it go? Okay. Sweet. It's not bad. So let's do this first. And now we're gonna go to combat. Attack with all creatures at Jace. That's a weird, kind of a weird sequence, but sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have to have a remand here. They don't. Sweet. So we have options. So we're probably gonna go field here. We know that they have a Force of Negation. Maybe at this point they shuffled away the Force, though, now that I think about it. What do you think about Syndicate's limited experience so far? I've been actually drafting a pretty solid amount, and it has been a lot of fun. I've actually been enjoying it a lot. I've been enjoying it a lot, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I've been also doing pretty well, which is nice. Sometimes I always end up drafting blue-black rogues, which also is my favorite archetype, and it's been good. Yeah, I feel like they've been doing a really good job in limited, and they've been doing an incredibly bad job in everything that's constructed. So if only they were able to do whatever they do for limited, for constructed as well, Magic would be a perfect game. Yeah, blue has been really, really good. Blue has felt like the best color to me. Leonardo, you have to do exclamation point deck. That sucks. Do I want to path them right now? I kind of do want to path them. I'm just gonna path the Stoneforge. So max limited guide, he said blue is the best, followed by red and black, which are really close. Then white and green is close to unplayable. Green is close to unplayable. I also got a red-black deck that was pretty good. I like green when combined with black. With red, sorry. No, with black, yeah. Green and black felt okay. But yeah, it felt like it was behind everything else. Blue has also been really good. I'm actually going to put the path here on top. We have zombies though, so we're drawing 3 cards next turn. We have ridiculous amounts of mana. I'm feeling kind of okay. Also, my opponent's going to be tapped out, so... Yeah, the combos and the combos for blue are really, really good. Yep. Yeah, Max has been doing extremely well with in the format, which is pretty sweet. Sweet, awesome. Free Zombos. I'll take free Zombos. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I've been actually drafting an arena because it's free. Like the EV from drafting in MTGO is like it's really, really bad. It's basically always really, really bad. So since the EV is so bad, I've been drafting on arena, and drafting on arena is basically free. So okay, so step number 1 is to see what my best line of play is here. Call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can still crack one more fetch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Because I'm trying to find Dryad here. So now we're gonna call. If they have the force, they have to use it here. They didn't. So we're just gonna get Dryad. 1, 2, 3. We play Dryad. This is just lethal. I think I have no more fetchables, but it doesn't matter. No, we don't have more basics, and we actually didn't have any more fetchables because we have Stomping Ground. Yeah. But it was fine, like, right, as long as I get to kill one of these zombies, one of these sharks, we're fine, because I'm at 6 and my opponent only has, they only have 5 damage. So we just kill them over 2 turns, or we get to, I guess if we didn't have lethal, we would have just, like, cleared both walkers, and then just, like, swung at them with the rest, clear the sharks. We were fine anyway. Alright, blue deck. Collector Oof is actually okay. Scusi is okay. Archon of Emeria I kind of like. Apparition sounds okay. Engineer's Gift is a question mark. Gracer is unplayable, as he often is. It's really wild how Cleansing Wildfire was really sick there. When I just targeted my opponent's field and I'm like, go ahead, and they just failed, they just didn't do anything. The fact that I was able to clear that field from them meant that I had access to Balakut and field later in the game. So that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Of course, the story of that game was Reclaimer didn't die, right? Reclaimer didn't die for I don't know how many turns, so usually when that happens, you're in okay shape. Wildfire does not excite me as much in post-Cyberlit games. And maybe just the one path to exile. All right, Andrea, thank you so much. Really appreciate you hanging out, and best of luck in those interviews, my friend. Hope you kick some ass. Reclaimer's value engine goes brrr. Yeah, exactly. Such an innocuous card, right? When I first saw the spoiler for this card, I was like, damn, that card is so sweet. But like, then you actually play with it and you're like, holy crap, this is actually kind of busted. Just gonna pass the turn. Discussing with a friend about price of progress in Modern, I thought it would be way too strong, while they were arguing that going with greedy mana bases should come at a price, and price probably will be fine. Yeah, but the problem is that it's not really greedy mana bases, right? When you're talking about Modern, it's not really a matter of greed. By the way, I didn't do anything there because my opponent missed a land drop and they didn't do anything on their turn, so they were just waiting for me to have a shuffle effect on the stack so that they can gust my Reclaimer. And if that's what they're doing, then I'm actually okay with this. In fact, I'm actively excited about it. Now I'm going to give them the target, and I'm going to allow them to do what they wanted to do. But I'm doing now because this gives me the window to resolve Wrenn now, which is exactly what I was looking for. I think I'm going to fetch Valakut here, actually. Good, got him. Let's get Temple Garden. Let's go for Collector. Oof. Oh yeah, thank you, opponent. Yeah, let's get a basic Mountain. In case you're wondering whether I'm going to go for... Yeah, Remand's cool. I'm surprised that they have Remand post-board. I mean, in case you were wondering whether I was planning on going for Generous Gift Your Land, the answer is 100% yes. Just play Knight for a clock? I don't think so. Nice mana base, opponent. I'm gonna fetch now with this trigger on the stack. So if my opponent wants to make the same play again, we shuffle, we exile the second Aether Gust, but it seems like they don't have it. So let's just get Scattered Groves here. We get a token. Like, I don't think we can lose anymore at this point. I don't think we can really lose anymore. Yeah, the attack is perfectly safe. Yeah, we just win here. Next turn, we can even generous gift our own land so we can get it back with Wrenn, and we get a 3/3. Mind blown. Yeah, poor old Stormforge. Not gonna cut it anymore. If they gust my Dryad now, we get to force the Charm with generous gift, so this is fine. Yeah. Got him. We have infinite clues. We can also just throw Dryad here. Cleansing Wildfire. Not quite. Okay, my opponent figure it out. Wanna know? What do you mean about not being about the mana base? So the problem with Price of Progress is that you cannot really... Like, you have to build your deck with dual lands, and without access to cards like Force of Will, like, Price of Progress would be just too good too reliably. There's no Wasteland in Modern, right? Wasteland makes it so decks are forced into playing more basics, and that's just kind of not a thing in Modern. So that means that the boost to the red decks would be just unsurmountable. It would just be too good. There would be nothing else keeping mana bases in check. And there's just too many decks that only exist because of mana base. There's already Blood Moon, right? Like, Blood Moon is something that it's on the board and you can answer. And it's pretty backbreaking as it is. But, yeah. So, I think that Price of Progress would be too good for Modern. 100%. Do you know why they printed Confounding Random in blue instead of white? So control decks can just hold up Mystical Dispute to counter it. Yeah, so the Euro decks don't get too hosted by it, I guess. Just put Dryad on top and draw with Clue, right? No, I mean, maybe we could have. I don't remember what where the board state was, but I think that what I did just makes a little bit... no, actually, that would have made more sense. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. And I'm gonna play fetch land on 1, because that means that I can... It means that I can make the Reclaimer a 3/3 by turn number 2, which is pretty solid. Belcher. Oh, fuck. Okay, so we're playing against Belcher. We don't really have that much time. How do we maximize damage, etc.? I could attack for 1 here, play Wrenn, ping my opponent. Next turn, we play another fetch, we fetch, we swing for 3/4, we play Dryad. and we set up a kill for turn 4. That seems like the best thing to do, right? So we can kill on turn 3. On turn 4, sorry. We don't care so much about ramping because the ramping doesn't help my... yeah, we want to attack. We want to pink here because it enables me to swing for 3 next turn. And we have enough mana to Titan on turn 4. And we deal 12 damage. So this is 1. I guess we need to draw... Okay, I guess it didn't matter. Yeah, I mean, we're setting up a turn 4 kill, I guess. My mind was in the right place. It didn't matter, but my mind was in the right place. We could draw exactly Ghost Quarter. If we draw exactly Ghost Quarter right now, we're in it. Maybe. I guess we're in it if my opponent doesn't play around it. Have I gotten Cleansing Flagstones yet? Is that satisfying? I imagine. Yeah, it is. It's great. So we're gonna put this guy on the bottom. It sucks. So I expect that I'm probably gonna lose next turn. I imagine they were dead here. So they're gonna have Reforged the Soul. They set up so they're gonna draw enough mana to Belcher. Actually, Cleansing Wildfire seems really good against Belcher, huh? Yeah, pillage, draw 1, it's basically, right? Okay, Archon, Eidolon, more land destruction, Collector Oof, Gadok Teague. Don't want paths. We might want purges. This is pretty bad. Trackers also seem pretty bad. Bujuki Block, probably not what I'm about here. Let's fucking go. Wish I had better lands. Want to build a Reclaimer deck? Hell yeah. Oh, I should have played the other one. Because my opponent can turn 1 moon. And this would have allowed me to find a white source. We're probably going to just like use Dryad to get there, but not to worry there. Also, Cleansing Wildfire is fixing for me. Sweet. So this is going to be Stomping Ground. This is going to be Basic Forest. Search for your land opponent. So probably Cleansing Wildfire is our best draw here. Pyroclasm. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we have lethal next turn, if we get a next turn. Also, I think I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, we probably don't get a next turn. Yeah. Yeah. That fucking sucks, man. Alright. Sure. Get out of here with your silly combo deck. Funny how like there was literally nothing that I could do. I needed to have drawn either another cleanse, whatever. Another one of those cards, or... But because of how my opponent's draw worked out, there was no way that I could make it work, basically. Really don't appreciate Belcher or anything. I mean, it just straight up loses to some stuff, right? I guess that's just not true. They have a little bit of house to everything. Kaheera. So I have to assume that we're playing against a control deck like Miracles. Oh. No, this is the honest Kaheera. Am I supposed to Wildfire here? I kind of want to. It also shuffles their dude away, which is probably what they were hoping to do there. I think I'm just gonna pass. The attack, the 1 damage is not relevant. The blocker seems like it's gonna be way more important. Give me another Wildfire. Deck? Give me another Wildfire. Land would also be okay. Okay, so what am I trying to do here? This is a 3/4. I think we're just gonna do this and pass the turn. Yep. So I think I'm gonna hold on to Dryad. Gonna get Flagstones. We have Bog. Hopefully we find any untapped land. That would be the best draw here. Sweet. That fits the bill. Alright, so I think that we're... Unless my opponent has something very good here, we should be able to assemble control of this situation right here. Maybe they have Dismember? I think that's the only thing that I'm afraid of. I think Dismember is actually the only thing that I'm afraid of right here. And we have two different ways. Like if my opponent plays double Thunder King Awakener, for example, and I can't use Valakut, I can just bog my opponent's graveyard and then just block both dudes. So I don't need to blink until my opponent does anything. And we have all the options. Time for Sejiri Step. Well, I don't think Step would do too much right here. What is this? 3 mana for Spite Bellows. I think this is okay. Just gonna Flagstones for Flagstones. Very interesting. So do I want to go squatter my opponent? I kind of do. This delays my my field turn for one, but that's okay. Also, if they spend this turn Skelementaling, this is good for me because I just pass that and we move on with our lives. So I think we're in okay shape here. Block, path. Again, with Flagstones for Flagstones. Oh, sweet. Oh, crap. I guess I'm just gonna get another Reclaimer, just because the activation is too important here. I could have gotten a Dryad there, but the problem is that if they just naturally have another Excelemental in hand, then I'm gonna have to end up discarding that. So, Shriek Maw. That fucking sucks. Because this, my opponent stacked their triggers properly, and now they're going to be able to Thunderkin back something else. Oh, they can't get this guy back. Oh, that's great then. So we just bog them. Yeah, they can't get the Thunder. They can't get their Shriek Maw back because it's a 3/2. Sweet. I couldn't fit a Vesuva in this list, which sucks. I'm not interested in that thing dying, I don't think. This is how we do it. Down to 0 cards for opponent. I think I like my chances here. Ancient Cigarette doesn't help them pay for Kaheera, which is hilarious. Oh yeah, the turn 7 Aether Vial. A sight I am a bit too familiar with. A sight I'm a bit just too familiar with. Sack here. Get Vala Kut. Get Vala dead. Pew 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 pew. Just playing Naya control over here. We're just playing Naya control. That's the name of the game. Okay, Scoos looks fine. Purge looks also oddly defensible. Apparition also looks pretty exciting. Well, that's it. What are we answering? It's just removal for their dudes. It's sorcery speed removal. Yeah, I don't know how excited I am about Skyclave Apparition. Tracker, since we like Luster, Reclaimer is the nuts, as he often is. Is this the line? It seems like it might be the way to go. I don't think that I'm really afraid of anything. I think I'm keeping this, right? Turn 1 Sacred Foundry, turn 2 Wildfire, Stone Rain them, draw a card. we find a land, then we're living in magical Christmas land, and if we don't find land, it's still not the end of the world because we get Scoozy. They drew their one of basic, chat. They drew their one of basic. They did draw their Vial too, and we have no answers to the Vial because I cited out all my answers to Vial, but I think that's okay. Okay. So we get Stomping Ground here. I don't think we're gonna need multiple white sources, and we definitely need multiple green sources for Scoos. We are not afraid of what's his name this turn, so that's nice. Path to Exile, doing a great Source to Pleasure with Upside Impression right here. Definitely exciting. Definitely exciting. Risen Reef is the choice. Which makes sense considering that they are kind of behind. Sigurd. That one's really good. That one is very, very good right here. That just counters all my nonsense. Yeah, that one is solid. Wait, what? Dismember? They are down to 3 cards in hand. So we're taking 3 here from these dudes. They get Risen Reef. They don't reveal. Smoke Raider. That one is a land. Okay, now this Kaheera becomes pretty scary. Okay, so what's the line here? We can path, pay, I think I'm just gonna path this and pay. Oh, I guess that they actually cannot pay for the for the Kaheera. My bad. Oh man, this creature decks mana bases can be a little bit sketch. If we untap with Reclaimer, I think that we win. Fuck. So if they have... Yeah, but I have to do this right now. Yeah, okay, so if they have the other guy, we're gonna be in trouble. The The red-black guy. Discards both of our guys. Don't have it. Don't have it. No. Yeah, that one's fine. that one's okay. Interesting. What does that do? We can Wrenn, get back land, play lands, Coos, and activate. Seems not half bad. 1, 2. Plays Coos. Also, we can actually make the Reclaimer a 3/4 if we need to, which is funny. Because we fetch, sack this, get a second Flagstones, and then the Flagstone legend rules itself. So we don't develop our mana, but we can make the Reclaimer a 3/4 if we need to. Which is pretty hot. I think that we might just be in very good shape here. I'm kind of not even afraid of Skelemental at this point. Is Wrenn being tested or is it very good? This is my first league with this list. So the answer is I have no idea. I think my opponent is about to get educated on Reclaimer math. My opponent is about to get educated on Reclaimer math right about now. Reclaimer, why you so good? Why you so good? Why you so good, Reclaimer? This game is just over, right? That's pretty exciting. That was an exciting game. I love how we played 2 exciting matches and 1 getting paired against the Belcher. 2 exciting matches and 1 Belcher matchup. They had that against humans last weekend. Resting in peace, Melon Mage. Oh yeah. Feels pretty good. Reclaimer is just so good. I love this card so much. I think that Reclaimer is going up in my rankings. I think it's gotten to the point where Reclaimer, it's time for Reclaimer to move up in the favorite cards of all time, to the France favorite cards of all time rankings. I think we're getting to that point. What are we playing against? Obosh. So mono red. Is this hand good against mono red? No, it's not. Is this hand good against mono red? It's better. At least it has a plan. Yeah, don't worry about it. I already worked on Reclaimer Amulet. Reclaimer Amulet is already a thing. You don't need to worry about that. I have to shock here. This is a painful shock, but I think it's a necessary shock. Next turn we can apparition this. Or if they play Keen Fiend, we can apparition that. I think we're doing this. Damn it. This Prowess deck, man. It's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up. Not hitting land drops there is bad. Not hitting land drops there is very, very, very bad. I think I have to set up next turn. We're going to be taking 4 from this Bone Crusher this turn, which sucks. Fetch land. Not quite. It's going to do something though. So they hardcast Obosh. They still can't attack, which is good. And if we draw a fetch land or a Wrenn, we're in good shape. So now they can't hardcast Obosh, which is good for me. We can blow up Blossom if we need to. It's probably a worst case scenario kind of thing though. Okay, that's what I needed. We can't lethal them just yet. But I can Ghost Quarter, fetch plus Ghost Quarter myself here. We probably have to do this main phase too. So we game 4. Ghost Quarter, blow this up. Get a forest. Fetch. Kill that. Fuck. That sucks. Taking one here, not excited about it. Huh. They have 4 firebolts in the yard. 4 firebolts. They're choosing to use none. Yeah, I should have held on to that tracker, I guess. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Reclaimer, let's go. Let's go. Turn 10 or 11, I don't know what it is. Top deck my 1-drop. I'm super stoked about it. That is the Reclaimer life right there, my friends. Just being legit excited about top decking a 1-drop on turn 11. So we probably have to go get Radiant Fountain here so we don't die to Lightning Bolt straight up. The problem is I'm not winning if I do that. Yeah, I think we just have to... Like, if my opponent has another... If they top deck a Bolt exactly, we just have to eat it. But, like, I need to start getting ahead, right? I just don't know how we're going to be able to survive this. I mean, they are flooding. God damn it. They were flooding. Oh, I could have bogged. Oh, wow. That was a kind of a big punt there. I totally forgot that I could have bogged. I'll block. Fuck. Well, I guess I have to blow up the 1-drops. Oh no, they're out. They're out of firebolts. They flash stack them all. Jeez. Okay, so now we're probably gonna die. How do you upload a video at the same time streaming without any lag? Good question. You can schedule when you upload your videos. So I did that. Need some help here, huh? My opponent's not smart. What do you mean? Because they didn't force me to sack Flagstones, you mean? Oh, because they overextended into the blast zone, you mean? Yeah, that's also possible. So this means that if I draw Dryad, I actually do have lethal here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sack this. We're totally dying to top deck Swift Spear. I know it. I should have left a dude to block. Oh, that's anticlimactic. That is pretty damn anticlimactic. Oh, now you show up? Now you think it's a good time to show up? God damn it. Alright. Scoos. Right, Rhetoric, Archon. Rents. Out of here. Wildfires. Out of here. Tracker. Prowess with 10 lands is somewhat ridiculous. Yeah, I know. Do you not have any bounce lands? No, there's no bounce lands in this list. It's because our mana requirements are stretched so many ways. Man, the punt of not exiling my opponent's fireballs with bug. Super bad. Super bad. It sucks. Played badly, got punished. Sure. Interesting spot there, because depending on what I draw, it's what I would like to lead on. But we just don't have that information just yet. I definitely want to play a forest. Okay, so we did find a forest. So then I think I go with Scoos here, because it forces my opponent's hand. And now this turn I'm gonna go, like, Scoos is gonna die, whatever. But I'm trying to make sure that I can play around Blood Moon. And now I'm gonna Dryad. Play a fetch. Trying to play around Moon to the best of my ability. And if this Dryad survives, which is very unlikely, we're gonna be in really good shape. I'm not blocking. Don't like my opponent? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. What did my opponent do to you? I guess I'm not gonna fetch because we might draw another Dryad. God damn it. That kind of really sucks. First of all, we don't know it's a he, so you should say they or there. Basically, I try to encourage people to always go with there, because like you don't know who the other person is, right? And second of all, it's just like, maybe they're new to the deck. What do you expect? Not everybody is born knowing. Not everybody has like years and years of experience playing Magic. Some people are brand new to the game. Why do you have to hate on that? Or are we actually just dead here? We're virtually dead, but no, we're not actually dead. Funny how I kept 2 spells and 5 lands, and I drew literally a land every single turn. Okay, that's actually lethal. Feels bad. Like we did have multiple draws at that point. That one would have been okay. That one would have been really good. Celebi. Sometimes you just flood and die with your 32 land deck. Flood and death. A tale as old as time. Honestly, the wildfires have not been particularly exciting targeting my own lands, but they have been kind of exciting targeting my opponent's lands, if I'm being honest. Is it a bad matchup, do I think? Yes. Prowess is one of the worst matchups for this kind of Reclaimer deck. Storm? Brutal. So we just pass the turn and we hope that my opponent does not play around Bojuka Bog. That's the line. It's not the most exciting line, I'll tell you that much. But it is what we got. Here come the fireworks. I love how my opponent's moto handle is spells and they're playing Storm. So on brand. And by the way, I definitely do not think that pathing my opponent, like ghost quartering myself to path my opponent, that's not the line. Don't deal that much. So we put the win cons in the bin. We love modern, but there are some decks I just feel like ships passing in the night and who can combo the fastest. Yeah, but that's kind of like one of the things about modern. My opponent played around it very nicely here, I think. But now... Damn it, I was gonna say if we draw a white source we might be in okay shape, but... Because this turn I was actually interested in blowing up my opponent's morale. Vestige would be nice. What can I do here? Feels like I just have to pass and set up, what's his name? Set up Flagstones. Vesuva, where are you? Vesuva! Vesuva. I have an idea for a competitive model list that is budget friendly, except Prowess, thanks. Storm? Burn? Those are budget decks that you can play. That are not Prowess. Well, like I can give you recommendations, but like if I don't know what you like and stuff, it's not particularly useful. You have to play decks that you enjoy playing. That's what makes Magic great, right? Is the fact that you can do so many things. Belcher was kind of cheap. Ugh. I think that now it's enough. I'm sacking Bog so I can get it next turn with Wrenn here. Yeah, let's get a Flagstones. Oh no, I'm an idiot. I cannot get it with Wrenn because I don't have a red source in play. Whoops. Tight play over here. Tight play. I guess it doesn't matter because they just have it. They just need to have access to another grape shot or another empty. Because we're in a situation where empty is actually lethal. We cannot beat an empty. I'd love to play Bant Ephemeral, but it's just too expensive. Yeah, unfortunately. That deck plays very many expensive cards. Yeah, okay. I just wanted them to show me that they have a second grape shot because we exiled the first one. All right. So these are the cards that I'm interested in. These I'm not interested in. These I'm not interested in. Wrenn I'm also kind of not really interested in. I also don't like Path to Exile, but I feel like I kind of have to play it. in general, the more colors, the more expensive. Yeah, that's a that's a pretty good assessment because of what playing more colors implies. It implies that you're gonna need some number of dual lands and stuff like that. So, so turn 1. Yeah, I think I like this hand. Let's bottom the Adambury Skull. Gonna get Stomping Ground here. Play Gracer. Put the tap land into play. Now we get to play Wrenn plus and Foothills. Get our second white source on my opponent's end step. And we can choose whether, if they play a Dork, we get to Apparition. We get to Apparition, or otherwise we get to Archon. That's interesting. I guess I'd rather have access, with this hand I'd rather have access to the white source in case my opponent blood moons me. What do I think are the chances my opponent has exactly Lightning Bolt? Oh, this spin is usually kind of a bad time when Amulet just gets jam a bunch of fair cards. This is very far from Amulet. It's been fun. But yeah, this deck has nothing to do with Amulet. If you want to learn more about this deck, you can check out that video over there. I feel like this is a breaking point of the game. I think I'm going to go for the Skyclave Apparition, and then my opponent's going to tap and play an Aria, and I'm going to be really, really, really sad. This is a good sign for us. Yeah, this is definitely a good sign for us. Oops. My game log just disappeared. Okay, there we go. So they put 2 cards on the bottom. It's probably a good sign. So tap first. Okay. Play this. Fetch. Forest. Plus. Play this. Archon. Definitely would love for this to be Eidolon in this specific matchup, but this is okay. I don't know much about stats and stuff, mostly draw here by your shitposting in other streams. Oh. Well, that is advertising done right there, folks. You got it. My shitposting in other streams is top notch, though. I'll tell you that much. So if we find the land here and the Dryad here, that would be great. That is not great, though. can ultimate Wrenn. Never surpass my goose though. I'm trying. I am trying. Don't have the lightning bolt. God damn it. Sejiri's step would be so sick right about now. Anyway. Since I discovered your vids, we're wondering if Green White Titan would be easier to play. Not necessarily. I mean, I think that Green White Titan is a lot tougher to build to begin with. I think that nobody has really found a list that I can consider to be like, okay, yeah, this is the stock version. Like, this is the best way to build this deck. Like the amount of explorers, the amount of creatures that you're playing, which creatures you're playing, all of those things matter a lot. It's kind of a wave ski. All of those things matter a lot, and nobody has really come to a consensus on how to build that deck, which I think honestly it's probably a good sign for the deck. Second pieces. Slide of hands, ambitions. Okay. So maybe they have it here. Was watching Pun's stream the other day and he said the single-hearted thing about playing Amulet was building the deck. Yeah, I kind of agree with that statement. There's just so many ways that you can build it. And it's really, really tough to arrive at a good conclusion because like all of those other versions of the deck are also very, very good. So it's kind of tough because you kind of don't know which way to go. Very surprised by my opponent is still having access to empty. In post-hybrid games, they might not be very familiar with the matchup. Because I think with the current setup that we have right now, we might just be able to beat this actually. But it depends if they have also grape shots, which is possible. Okay, this one maybe we can't beat. We were okay with the first one, but the second one might have been a little bit too much. Especially looking at pocket metas. Like I bought out Hive Mind recently and did very well. Yeah. Is an Eidolon forever better than an Arco in every matchup you need? No. No, it's not, because it makes so Mystic. It basically blanks Mystic Sanctuary, which is pretty important. There's no way this is enough, right? No friggin' way this is enough. It's kind of amazing how, again, my hand, the hand that I kept was... The hand that I kept was... I wanted to return to game. Well, okay, we're gone now, but the hand that I kept was Apparition, Archon, Gracer, Wrenn, Land. And by turn, what was that, 6? We had drawn only 1 Reclaimer and everything else that we drew was a land. We flooded kind of a ridiculous amount that league. We flooded kind of a ridiculous amount. Titan deck playing Cleansing Wildfire. Yeah, of course, it combos with Flagstones. Like it's a ramp spell that draws you a card. It's great. We did Wildfire much more my opponent's stuff than my own stuff. Would a red green X toolbox deck with old Squee and Fauna Shaman be a bad idea because there are better options? Yes, you answered your own question, Bernardo. Wasting a slot on a Fauna Shaman, which is something that can get bolted, pushed, path, etc, 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 is just a waste of a slot. I don't think Fauna Shaman is a playable Magic card, unfortunately. If it were a 0/4, I would consider Fauna Shaman for sure. If it was a 2-mana 0/4 or something like that, or 0/5, then I would consider Fauna Shaman to be a card. But like, it's not survival. Also, of course, survival can be activated multiple times in the same turn, right? But thoughts about the deck. Wrenn was actually pretty solid in this particular shell. But it's important to note that there's some cards that I was missing. Like, we would have won game 1 against Storm maybe if I had had access to Vesuva, which is a card that I definitely wanted to play in my deck when I was building it, but I just don't have the room for because I need to accommodate the mana to make sure that I can Wrenn and Six and that I can Wildfire. So like, these cards are definitely quite costly. One thing that I could consider actually is just not playing Path in the sideboard and playing Bolt. So something like this. Because against a deck like Storm, for example, Bolt is so insanely better than Path. Same against the Druid decks, etc, etc, etc. So that's something else that I was considering. How many survivals will you play in this deck? Well, I mean, I wouldn't build a survival deck like this. If I wanted to build a survival deck, I would build a survival deck, and I wouldn't be messing around with Cleansing Wildfire, right? I would just play better cards that synergize with survival. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but at the same time, like, you cannot say that it's just incorrect, because like, for every shadow deck that you face, you're gonna be facing something else that Bolt is better against. Against the Prowess deck, they're pretty much replacing each other, right? And against like certain specific decks that are probably Shadow is actually the only matchup where I would say that Path is better than Bolt, like an actual strict upgrade. And against everything else, it might be the other way around. Like, even against Prowess, I'd rather have Lightning Bolt and not give my opponent land on turn 1. So Path is kind of better against Snow because then I can exile. I would just not play either card against Snow. So and also the card that I have in my main deck is the Path. Like, I would not play Path against Uro decks unless they also, I know for a fact that they're also playing Omnath. I somewhat agree with Zero Mole versus No, but sometimes you need to wait. Yeah, but I'm playing Skyclave Apparition now. Like, why do I want Path? Like, I'd rather have access to this with exiles the Uru if I need it, and it also exiles Sanashiok if my opponent has it. So like, now that this is a card, I feel like Path is just, you should not have Path against your Uru decks. Path is better than Bolt versus Snow. Well, first of all, it's not really Snow anymore. It's just like Uropile.deck. But I don't know if I 100% agree. Like, sometimes you get to, like, you just get to Bolt Jace and stuff like that. If they're playing Omnath, then yes, 100% I agree. But yeah, like, if they're playing Jace, like, being able to bolt a Jace can be huge. It can be like the difference between winning and losing. How would you feel about not playing Wrenn and Six and building more toolboxy in green-white? Nalaric, are you... I don't know if you're memeing, because I feel like I've seen you in the stream before, but like, you have to add the cap at the end if you're memeing. We have to add the kappa at the end. What's up, JC? Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I think it's misbuilt. Like, the problem is just like it's so tough to build a deck like this. The conclusions that I can draw is that Reclaimer is as insane as it always is. Like, this card is just ridiculous. I love it. Wrenn was actually pretty good. Wildfire combo with my... I use Wildfire to destroy my opponent's lands way more than I destroyed mine. Though the fact that we could destroy our own land in order to get a basic under Blood Moon is kind of sweet. That's actually not something that I thought about. I don't know if I want this like tracker Knight of Honor, like if I want to keep this one-off toolboxy thing going on, maybe I should do something like this and play something else instead. I don't know if I should be like, again, I was saying I would like to have access to a Vesuva, and I just didn't have room. Maybe there's a way to make room for a Vesuva. I don't know. Maybe I can cut the Arid Mess. I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe there's a way to find the slot for Vesuva. I'm not certain about that. Maybe I just don't want to be playing Radiant Fountain at all. Maybe I would like also like. There was a matchup that if we had access to a bounce land, we would have won, but I didn't. So like definitely like the Vesuva bounce land thing did come up multiple times. Not a meme, though. Skewed Swarm is gas. Yeah, it was fun when I played it yesterday. It's not worth the one-off slot, but it did some silly things that I enjoyed a lot. Alright, sweet. I might mess around with this in the future. It just felt like I am trying too hard and that I'm just playing a worse version of the deck that I played yesterday. This just seems like a better version of that deck. And even this deck, I still feel like I could be building in very many different ways. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. We're gonna play a different deck now that has nothing to do with this, except that it's also playing Reclaimer. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.